everybody. What has happened? Welcome to the Gospel of Two Wheels, where the coffee is hot. The bikes are, well, these ones are broken. But generally they're fast, and your comments are thankfully absolutely ridiculous. To say, hey, everybody. Bruce Kennedy, Mike Barnato, Husa Islander, Chris Burns, James Nygaard. What is going on? What beans am I running on today? We got the Old Bisbee Roasters. Okay, I can't speak. They are my favorite coffee beans I've ever had so far. I've had coffee from lots of places. So far, they are my favorite. I keep testing, always looking for more to try. So, yeah, Justin McCauley, James Burr, Tom Bean. There's my dad, Scott Spradling. Hey, buddy. Zach Farkash, what's going on? So, yeah, definitely check out Old Bisbee Roasters. They're more of a darker roast kind of place. Not the lighter roast like a lot of guys, but that's what I like. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, it's great to be here. Great to be alive and not totally broken after the Moab Hard Enduro. Jeremy Mullen, what's going on? See real quick. Andy Delaney, thanks because of your videos. I pulled the trigger on a 24 300 RR race edition. Got it 2 days ago and already have 85 miles on it. Nice. Sweet, dude. I like it. Hang on. Steve Becky Peterson, Sawyer Llewellyn, Dave Brayman, what's happening? Cole Corgatelli. That's a freaking phenomenal last name, Cole. How did you like the X-Grip tire? Dude, so yeah, let's start there. First of all, congratulations on the new bike. I hope you really enjoy it. I do really like mine. I really, really like it in the hard stuff. I'm super happy I did not have it I'm super happy I did not have the KTM out there, especially the way I have my KTM set up. It would have been terrible. Thank you, James. Oh, sweet. Chris Burns, you got the gift card or the toolbox widget? Sweet. Stoked for you, man. You're going to love that. Danger Coffee. Okay, Justin Callahan. I will have to check that out. So, the X-Grip tire, let's start there because this whole episode is about the Hard Enduro in Moab. First of all, let's start with where it was. If you guys don't know, area BFE. Hey, Weeby Racing. What is going down? I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. So area BFE is south and east of Moab, so it's not quite to the hole in the rock thing on the south side, and then you go east back in their ways, and they own like 300 and something acres, almost 400. Anyway, it's a super cool place, super gnarly, absolutely crazy terrain, and because it's private, they can do whatever they want. So that's the cool thing. They had us going up things that were absolutely out of hand. There's my mom, Suzanne Spradling. Everybody say hi to my mom, or she'll come and punch you in the face. So, Big Chuck, yes, what's that? Jeremy, yeah, thanks, man. Big giant shout out to Onyx Off-Road. Honestly, they are a sponsor of the channel, and I love their app, so they're rad. Actually, I tracked, by the way, speaking of Onyx Off-Road, I tracked our route both days at the area BFE. So if you ever go there to ride and you want that, shoot me an email, morgan@highland-cycles.com, and I'll get you the track for those 2 days. One was prologue, one was race day, and it was gnarly. So, yeah, so it was there. The camping was cool. It was a little small. Roger heard what's happening. The 5280 James was going on. So the camping was a little bit small. I had to go to overflow, but it, whatever, it worked out. And then I got there early enough that I had a good spot. And then, guys, the terrain was ridiculous. Garrett was there. It was so hard for the B course. It was, dude, Bruce Kennedy, watch yourself. My mom will punch you in the face. If you act up, she will. The course was nuts, even for the Bs. And so let's talk about the X-Grip tire. That thing was absolutely freaking insane. The traction it had. The video, by the way, will come out today at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock, set your clock. It's a long one. It's like 40-something minutes long because I wanted to do the whole thing in one experience. And a lot of you guys like the longer videos. So it's like watching TV or a movie or something. So I hope you guys like it. You'll see. I mean, I spin a lot. It's funny because all I could think is how good it was working. So, yeah. Anyway, it's nuts. That tire's crazy. And then with the double secret thing I had going on in there to lock the tire to the rim, and then that Tax Pro Moose, I had traction all freaking day. It was if I could weight the rear of the bike would hook up and go forward. It was super cool. So that thing is awesome. I know. There you go, Jeremy Mullen. Good idea. Yeah, I love that setup. It's crazy expensive, but it's super good. Chris Hofius, I use Onyx for hunting. Does the off-road version overlay, or is it separate? It's separate, Chris. Unfortunately, yeah, it's gnarly. Oh, hey, so you watched Explore Enduro's POV vid? Yeah, so that's my buddy Jamin Littlefield. I heard maybe he like yelled Morgan or something like that as he went by me because we definitely said hi. Seat time, what's happening, man? Yeah, Cody did not seem to have a problem. So I suck at the hard enduro stuff, guys. I mean, I'm realizing I'm like really bad at it, but but I did better this time than I did at Silver Kings, partially because of the terrain, partially I think because of my training, both physically and like skills wise, really helped a lot. And just being like understanding a little bit more what was going on. But here's the disparity in talent. Cody Webb, prologue day, took off on the first line. He was done in 22.5 minutes, I think, under 23 minutes. That was before everybody even left the start line. Like he was done before everybody got off the start line. It was 250 riders. It took me 2 hours to do that same loop. Now, to give myself a tiny bit of credit, I had to deal with a lot of bottlenecks and things like that Cody did not have to deal with. But if you take that out of it, it's mind blowing to see how fast that guy goes. Absolutely mind blowing, just nuts. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, it was absolutely crazy. So. Super cool, great guy. I'm actually in talks with Cody and trying to get him out here for a clinic with his CW2 training in July. So stay tuned, guys. For that, I will probably announce it to the members first. If you guys don't know, we do have memberships for the channel. It's a financial thing, trying to make money, full transparency, not trying to like sneak something in on you. I'm actually trying to. Jamin, that was all right for almost running into me, dude. No worries. Sorry for being in the way. Good job, though. How'd you end up overall, dude? Tony Andrews, what's going on? About a Mile Adventures. Most people can't even fathom riding that terrain. No one should compare themselves with Webb. Agree. Anyway, so watching the pros come around us on the race day and pass us was absolutely just nuts. I mean, it was nuts. It was super cool to watch. Quick note. Oh yeah, the Cody Webb thing, membership thing. That's what I was talking about. So if you guys want to be a member of the channel, it is a financial deal. It's a monthly fee. You get to watch videos early. I will get this new video up early so that the members can see it before everybody else. And then also you will get notifications about like things like Cody Webb coming and teaching a clinic before everybody else too. But obviously don't feel like you need to. Everything will still be available free here, just maybe a little bit later. Let's see. Battle Mile Adventures. Battle of the Goats at Brushy Mountain is next week in North Carolina. Super excited to go watch it. Yeah. The East Coast rounds, guys, or Eastern rounds. Well, North Carolina's on the coast, but Daniel Northington, what is happening to True North Motos? So they yeah, I can't imagine riding that super slippery stuff. The desert traction is actually really good. And a lot of dust and silt and sand on the rocks, which makes it really slippery, but not like your East Coast slippery. Definitely not even on the same level of slippery. So, I did a loop and called it a day. Nice. Gnarly loop. It's such a fun event. Nice, dude. Good job, Jamin. Nice work, dude. Jamin was on the A loop. I was on the B loop. That's how I ended up in front of him. Not because I was faster than him. Because he had the A loop, which is more miles and way harder than what I did. Okay, seat time. This is a good one. Okay, cross-threaded my bleed screw and my fork cap. I can't find a good video to get those threads cleaned out. Do you have one, or can you make one? Great question, Woody. I need to do something like that, but basically what you need is you need a tap the right size, which is small. I think it's like a 4 mil, probably. J Wild was happening. You need like a 4 mil tap. You need to get the other one out and just try to run that in there really carefully and not foul up the threads that are already there. Send me links if others have seen a good video on thread chasing or getting them back to normal. There you go. So yeah, Woody, you're gonna buy a tap. That's gonna be a specialty tap because it's so small. Make sure you get the right tap. Like take that thing in and have someone measure it, like a thread pitch gauge or something like that. Just make sure you get the right tap, and then when you get that one out, you can just ease that new tap in. And you want to put a little grease on that so you don't get the chips down inside the fork. If you do get chips down inside the fork, it's not the end of the world because they're going to be aluminum and they'll just eventually kind of get pulverized. And the next time you do fork seals and fork oil, it'll come out. Good question. Should I try to chase it from the bottom or the top? So what I'm talking about would be from the top, leave the cap on there. But if you take it off, I mean, that's probably a better thing to do, but I don't know on that, like how hard it is to get from the bottom up through. I don't know. So technically, Woody, it would definitely be better to take the thing off and go up from the Scott Schwager. You need to step away from the bike. That's awesome. But yeah, like you want to, I don't know, from the bottom would be good because you can start it easy, but I would try it from the top. I think it'd be good. Let's see. Jeremy Mullen, family is great. The boys are awesome. They are awesome. They're racing. We're racing this weekend. I can't believe I'm going racing this weekend. The way I feel. My two little accidents that, I mean, I fell down a lot, but my two ones that hurt really do hurt. But I by the midday I feel pretty good, so I'm lubed up and ready to go. So I think I'll be all right. LG, best solution for reducing spooge on 23XC is going to 81. No. Do not go to 81 AMSOIL, please. I will stand my ground on that. It's not a good idea. It's not good for bearings. Not good for anything. It's not good for ring seals. It's not even good for power. The best thing would be get an ERM from TSP and tune that thing and lean it out. So, speaking of bleed screws, I want to replace these head screws that came on my new XCW. Any recommendations? For bleed screws, I like the System Tech Racing, STR. Johnny Bruckbauer, he is out of Pagosa Springs, Colorado, and he is phenomenal. If really bad, you can also drill tap another location, plug the original hole. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Typically, bolt suppliers can get you specialty taps for sure. Cajun Classic video drops tomorrow. So, by the way, guys, if you haven't checked out Seat Time's channel, please do. Brian/Woody is a very good friend of mine, and you should definitely check his stuff out because he's awesome and hilarious. Hair of the dog can work wonders sometimes. Good luck. Yeah. Where was the robot at Moab? I don't know what you mean by robot. So, yeah, 5280. If you want bleeders, buy the System Tech Racing. I'm losing my mind. He's the only one. He's got a patent on him, and they're the only ones I've ever had that really don't leak. Dave Brayman, yeah, pick up a thread chaser kit. The thing is, good luck finding a thread chaser for a bolt that small. I don't know that I've ever seen one. I'm sure they exist, but yeah. Oh, Tristan. Oh, where was the robot? Oh, that. Okay, Tristan Hart. Sorry, he wasn't allowed to race at Moab. Why? And he is kind of a robot when you talk to him. Sorry. Why wasn't he allowed to? I thought he just didn't. Yeah, he only races the premier round. So yeah, that's not a World Series race, so they just didn't show up. Oh, here, Patrick. Oh, Pat Hempley, what's happening, man? What the heck is going on? Back in Oregon, taking care of my mom, looking at the new Gas ES 500. Nice, dude. It's going to be a sick bike. I mean, it's just like a KTM 500 or Husky 501, and they're a rat. Thoughts on exact WP 6500 being a solid, cheaper option to the Dalsagio Spheres, fully single track. So, Justin McCauley, the 6500s are phenomenal. The biggest biggest difference between those and the Spheres is the Spheres have the bladder instead of the internal compression spring, and so it's more adjustable. So the 6500 is a solid idea if you don't want to spend the extra money on the Spheres. The components are probably not quite as nice, like the coatings and machining and things like that, because that is where the Dalsagio really shines. Is like the quality of the components is phenomenal, making them slide better and all that. But 6500s are great. I actually got a set right here, all valved and ready to drop into another set of forks. Let's see, my back rim on the SX 450 pissing me off. Keep breaking spokes. Had sun break. Oh, Jeremy, that's weird. That's weird. Is it stock? If it's stock, they shouldn't do that. And make sure they're all nice and tight. But that's weird. They do exist. They cut the threads in the cap. So they don't use thread chasers. They use taps to cut the threads into the cap. I was talking about a thread chaser. It's like a more blunt version of a tap. But I mean, I'm sure they make one, but I just haven't ever seen one. The media guy told Tori that the KTM group riders were prohibited from attending okay, gotcha. There you go. The Spooge question, Cycle Farms, it's an ERM from TSP and go WFO, 100%. I'll get that bleed screw out and fixed the right tap for it. I'll also let you know how bad this goes. You got it, dude. You're going to be fine. Does System Tech Racing make bleeders for show forks? Yes, Zach, they do. Oh, yeah. Click the like button. We got a ton of, wow, this is awesome. We got a ton of people watching. And not that many have clicked the thumbs up. So back out of the chat, thumbs up, come back into the chat. And Garrett, I agree. We should make Woody come in to the Moab Hard Enduro next year. What up, Broads? How's it going, man? Can't wait to see you at the race. And also, you left your Goggle Zone films, dude. So come back by and get those. There you go. Yeah, Bruce Kennedy, take it to a machinist, but obviously that takes a lot. Let's see. So anyway, what questions do you guys have about the Moab Hard Enduro? What other questions? Bike worked great. I completely smashed that shiny new Motos pipe. It's down. Let's see. Oh, I can't show you because my camera keeps falling. It's right behind me. It is hammered. Gonna try to do my best to blow it out today. Also, not gonna worry too much about it. Well, I can't worry, but it's done. But also, since that is my Hard Enduro bike for now, it's not yet Ewan's bike. I'm going to leave it beat up and hammered looking like all the other bikes I saw this weekend. Only the absolute pros had shiny looking bikes. Everybody else is looking hammered like mine. So, yeah, gonna keep that on there and just ride it like it is and just hopefully progress and get better. How much of the video is you just falling down, Garrett? Not a ton, but some. It's awesome. Counter-shack, everybody's crying over the part. The pipe, it's fine. Let's see. Is that Honda motor still running with the horrible air filter? Oh, yeah. It is actually still running. Amazingly enough. I don't know for how long. My guess is that those valves are going to tighten up in rider too. Oh man, Jeremy Mullen, take it to the dealer of new spokes and ride it. Check everything out. Huh? Sounds like you might need someone better to build your wheels, because yeah, I mean, if your spokes are correctly tightened, that won't happen unless you just absolutely freaking smoke a rock or something. Tom Bean Morgan, I picked up another bike last week. 21 TE300 Super Dial TSP2 can make it through some magical. Dude, sweet, right on, dude. Awesome, Tom. Congratulations. What body parts did I hurt? So, the first, it all happened on prologue day. First one was my right calf. I went down this ledge. It was crazy steep, and I came down fine, but then I messed up, and I put my foot forward of the foot peg, and then the foot peg came in from behind my leg and just Charlie horsed my calf. And no, it had nothing to do with the sharpness of the pegs. It was the side of the peg that hit it, and it was just Charlie horsed my leg, and it really hurt. It still hurts a lot, actually, to walk. So that sucked, and that was before like the really first big bottleneck. So then I got into bottlenecks and like the big steep stuff, and it was like trying to touch my foot, and that really hurt and sucked anyway. Then Garrett and I helped each other through a nasty section, and then we got into another like rocky section, not bad. And Garrett went one way, I went another way. His chain came off. I went up this thing, and I just tipped over to the right. No big deal. You know, whatever. It happened all day, both days. So I picked the bike up, and as I'm picking the bike up to get on it, I stepped in a hole or off of a rock anyway, and fell back like full everything, and everything bike and all and me completely smoked my left ankle. I mean, the guy behind me was like, I wish my camera wasn't running. It's a long story. I explained it in the video because I ran out of battery because I unplugged it. Anyway, he's like, dude, is your leg broken? I mean, he's like, that looked really bad. Oh my God, just sit still. And dude, it hurts so bad. It still hurts. So those are the two things that hurt. Honestly, everything else worked like great. So like the bike worked, and even after the pipe got smoked, the bike was running great, especially for that. Thoughts on the model year 25 SX bike changes? Very bit of change for only the third year of production. Yeah, Craig, I think the chassis on these bikes are causing people trouble. They don't cause me trouble at all, but I don't know. In the SX, there's also a lot of talk about the four strokes needing a change of where the countershaft sits in the frame, relationship to the swing arm pivot and all that stuff. So I'm wondering if that's what they did. It's going to be interesting. Motor Creek, how's the new spray working out? That's the question. Did it hold up and shine? Oh yeah, dude, the stuff works great. I actually didn't put it on the beta before the race, but it's actually, yeah, it's working really good. So yeah, it's right here. Quick plug, Tusk. There we go. First line gloss coat, really, really good stuff. Way cheaper than SC1. I think it's probably the same stuff. Got the dent out, no problem. Pipe still tweaked. Oh, sorry, Lou, for fixing the bent, deformed neck. So I'm going to be doing that today. So the Hydroforce usually works better with that than like the heat and pressure trick. Garrett Anderson. So it's hard. Sometimes you just gotta like get a crowbar in there, bend it, put it up, bend it. It's a real pain in the butt. And Garrett says the beta worked almost as well as the Shirko, except for I feel like in the end, with the only result that actually mattered, the beta worked better. Who is this guy? Dude, this guy is terrible. There's a scam guy on there. I hate him. Sorry. I hate you, man. I just went through my second fuel filter on pump 23 XC. Fuel is dirty and filters are sensitive. Yeah. Those filters can be super sensitive, and I've had a lot of people have problems with that and not know what's going on with their bike, and then that's all it was. I finally got my XCFW 350 back. I need a super gummy tire to make up for this. What do you recommend? I'm running heavy duty tubes. About a mile. I would, if you want the gummiest gummy, I would really try the X Grip Escalator, and that worked in the West. I don't know. They make like 4 options. I would look at X Grip. It's absolutely crazy how good this stick is. Gary answered this because you didn't show me the line. It was the pro guy that showed me the line. It's clear in the video that I will like look at the pro guy go up, or I don't know, he might have been an A. Someone lapping us. I watched him go up this line, and I backed up and did. It was awesome. It was good. Yeah, Jeremy Mullen, you're welcome. My pipe. I mean, it would have been if I hadn't like who knows at what speed fallen directly onto the left side of the pipe. It was going to be, great, but yeah, it would be. I wouldn't even need to be like blowing it out. But man, I went down hard right on that part that sticks out to the left, and it jumped it. So, do I have to get new bar clamps to install precision stabilizer? Looks like stock beta clamps won't work. That is correct, and I think you buy it with the precision stabilizer. But yes, and those things are rad. I wish I could run one with the Mako 360. And again, about a mile, the talent thing, that makes more sense. But then also, still recommend X Grip. Talk to Ben Nicholson at firsttrackmoto.com/Highlands Cycles. Links in the description. You'll be able to save a little money on that tire, and then also get a sweet one. Because those X Grips are not super easy to get in the U.S. From what I hear. That's what someone said. I don't know if that's true. But I know that Ben can get them. He's in Canada. He's got tons of them. Yeah, tons of you guys watching. Lots of thumbs up. We could use a few more. So back out of the chat. Thumbs up. Come back into the chat. What other questions do you guys have? About the Hard Enduro or really anything. With 300 hours on my bike, should I replace the clutch dampers? G88. If there's play, I mean, it's never a bad idea. Just buy. They're pretty cheap. Buy them and put them in. But if you want to check, you just take the clutch hub out and see if you can move that little piece inside the inner hub. But if you want to, you can just go for it. Dan Sykes, what's happening? Moto Creek, have a great day. Let's see what else, guys. What other things do you want to hear about from the Hard Enduro? It was epic. Like I'm definitely motivated to work on some things. Probably, honestly, the biggest thing I need to work on is my fitness in situations like that. Like my overall fitness is pretty good right now, but being able to redline my heart rate and then come back down and then redline my heart rate and come back and like do that all day long, I'm not there. So interval training coming. Oh, Tony Boren, yes, Thursday night ride. Thank you. Yes, Thursday night ride. I will be on the beta because my KTM's all prepped and ready for Farmington. And yeah, Garrett's right. So I will be on the beta. We will be out at Peach Valley. Probably going to go ride up some harder stuff because I want to see, well, first of all, I want to go slower and not get hurt going to before going to Farmington, but then also I just want to see if any of my suffering translated into better stuff. So yeah, Tim Silva, what's happening? So yeah, we need to work on explosive traction, 100%. Yeah, being able to like, and I've said this in my other videos, like, and it proved absolutely 100% true. I need to work on the being at a dead stop and then going up something like just like that, and keeping traction through it and not just like gassing traction and then you unload it and spin and crash. And so yeah, that is the thing. What you working on in the shop today, Jeremy Mullen? That Honda, so that Honda, I worked on it yesterday and it is not it's still not running. It needed a mid-body gas and carburetor, it needed all sorts of other things. I got all that done. I put a spark plug in it, fired up. I thought, okay, great. Bolted everything back together, did the grips and stuff like that, and then now it won't start. So I think the stator's junk. So that's what that. And then that right there is a WR450. I will be working on that today too. It needs carburetor rebuild with mid-body gasket and all that good stuff too. So those two things, and then Leander has something else because we are leaving. I'm taking tomorrow off to go down to Farmington and race. Sharif, hey man, are you happy with the beta motor jetting, or do you think it needs help? I'm happy with the motor. I could see how having a little bit more oomph, so like a head or something like that on it might be nice for that really hard stuff. So I could keep the RPMs down but still be moving forward. Does that make sense? Like, cause you kind of like when you start to hey, get up here, hey, get up here. When you start to make power, it starts to spin the tires. So yeah, Scott Schwager, Rich Larson. I need to watch Rich's stuff, and I need to get Rich out here to teach us. Hey, who make Honda Bright? Heard of it? Awesome stuff. What is similar? I have heard of it, and I've never used it. Do you think the Tusk Talon would have done with the same moose setup? It would have done very well, honestly. That Tusk would have been fine, just not as good as the X-Trip, but yeah. So the Honda Bright, I know what you're talking about. I have heard of it, but I have not. I don't know. Do you have a tire recommendation for light, sand, and rocky terrain? An Angry Moose. Honestly, the Tusk Talon Angry Moose. It's not. It doesn't last very long, but it's good. Jeremy Mellon, have a great day. I want to do that S3 head before the next one. Yeah, I think a head would be good. I might have to look into that. I want to know how the MX-14 will work in various terrain. Oh, Sir Llewellyn. So, yeah, if you guys watched my other socials, I just put an MX-14 Dunlop on the back of my KTM for a very sandy race coming up this weekend. I'm freaking excited because that thing is going to eat. And I will, I'm going to run it and just run it out in the normal stuff out here and let you guys know. Oh, nice. Rich Larson is doing a clinic with Enduro Ranch at Peach Valley. Okay, cool. Early October. That's awesome. Thank you, 5280 James. I need to talk to him because I've been messaging him, but he's a busy man. So that's awesome that he's doing that. That's really cool. I'm excited about that. Needing to rebuild the bottom end on my son's 65 as a case splitter, must have. Chris Hofius, probably. Just get the Tusk one. It's cheap and it works great. Body language and position on the bike is very important for stop to start with the preload on front. And yeah, Terry, like all that, like my balance is one of the big things, is be able to like go from standing, like, feet on the ground and then feet up on the pegs, up and then go. Yeah. So Tom Bean, have you found that Kian Air Striker carbs are hard to get? I haven't, but I also haven't. Oh, I know. Sorry, Richard Manning. Logos to the front. Yeah, that's actually not. That was not product placement. It's just where they're living. So here, there we go. That's a good idea. There's the SC1 that I tested against. I think they're the same. So, Chad Bryan, what's happening? How did that Sealy clamp on flywheel weight did you do for that 250? I needed Steely flywheel weight. It worked great. It worked great. He loves that bike. Won't pit 11. He's talking about Daniel Sykes. So they're talking about other cleaner. So who's I'm talking about the S3 extreme head, right? Sea level right on. I also want to get. I want to try a single spark plug head on my Beta just to see. I haven't even done the test, like unplug one. I just think I think the two spark plug thing is snake oil. Not so much for the customer, but for the EPA. It's whatever. Maybe it burns a tiny bit more gas. What gearing are you running on the KTM? I'm running 1450 on that right now. So technically just a tad bit lower than the what came on side. It was 1448, I think, or 49. Daniel Hatton, What map is Thomas running on his YZ250 to run with the KTMs? Yes, Dan Hatton, I love it. Oh, man, I love it. So Daniel is alluding to the fact that my kid hauls ass and passes lots of Austrian bikes on his 16 YZ250 with no mapping or head or anything. A motor is bone stock, and he motors. So, Jay Wild lost second in the 125. Oh, man, up and down. Dang. Dude, bummer. Kyle Copeland, what's happening? So, yeah, anyway. It's the Indian, not the Arrow people. We all know that. I mean, I honestly probably had one of the better setup bikes out at the Hard Enduro, and I, got my ass kicked. So it's really hard. So yeah, Garrett Anderson, yeah, the MX-14 on the 450 is going to be epic this weekend. I hope that I don't get behind you, because I don't want that much sand in my face. Guys, it's after 8 and I gotta go. I got so much work to do. So Punk Rock Club, I love you guys so much. I love you more than I love everybody else. Thank you to all the members who help support this channel. It really makes a big difference. Thank you to all the patrons who support this channel. Thank you to everybody who's bought merchandise and all that stuff and used my links and all that stuff. I cannot tell you how great it is that you guys are all using the Rocky Mountain ATV link. It's really making a big difference in my life. So thank you. Rocky Mountain ATV is an awesome company. I love them very much. I talked about that with the guy yesterday. They're freaking phenomenal. So yeah, anyway, yeah, Mountain Metal, you're going to like the video. It's like I said, it comes out at 3. It's burly. Any experience upgrading from SCR or Mikuni on an XR 600? Neil, don't do it. I've tried a Mikuni pumper. Is on a 650. I've talked to lots of other people. I mean, some people are like, oh, it's so good, it's so good. Like, everybody that I actually trust and believe their comments has had the same experience I did, which was a giant pain in the butt to get dialed in, and then it wasn't that great over stock. And then the reality is the factory teams down in Mexico run the stock carburetor. So anyway, you guys are awesome. I love you. Look at this, all these punk rockers. You guys are rad. I love you to death. God bless all of you. You're amazing. I hope you get out, spread the gospel of two wheels, and I desperately hope that what we're doing here at Highland Cycles is inspiring you guys to work on, but way more importantly, get out and ride your dirt bikes!